Hello and welcome back to Behind the Bands, the show where we take a closer look at the stories behind the music and the artists who create it. I am your host, Sukriti Brathuki, and today's guest is proof that it's never too late to follow a dream. Most musicians start young, but Mia Susan Walker picked up an acoustic guitar at the age of 51. What began as a personal passion quickly grew into something much bigger. Within just a few years, she was writing songs, performing with her own band called Suzanne's Band, and becoming part of the Grammy community. Inspired by storytelling, friendship, and the laid-back spirit of tropical music, she has built a career that reminds us that passion has no age limit. And with new music on the horizon, including her latest song, Bandana Woman, her journey is still unfolding. Let's begin with one of her original songs. Here is The Kenny Store.
Oh, it's sitting by the river, over a hill, a little rustic shed where I probably will spend a few hours squeezing some limes, shooting the breeze, and feeling fine at the Kenny store. Country home cooking and a rockin' dance floor. Oh, come on in and shut the front door at the Kenny store. Oh, the folks are dancing to Americana grooves. You can't see the ground, there are so many shoes. They pop and they drop in the red, white, and blue. You'll always be in a really good mood at the Kenny store. Country home cooking and a rockin' dance floor. Oh, come on in and shut the front door at the Kenny store. Oh, I know you will thank me if you go into town and see this funky place that I'm talking about. You might see me in the neon lights. I'll be taking home the drummer tonight. Woo! Yes, sir. By the fire pit, biscuits, gravy on my plate, cold drink, chillin', flying pig above the stage. Out in the back where the band plays, watch me now, I've got some moves to make. At the Kenny store, country home cooking and a rockin' dance floor. Come on in and shut the front door at the Kenny store. At the Kenny store, country home cooking and a rockin' dance floor. Come on in and shut the front door at the Kenny store. Kenny store. Shut the front door.
We're here now with Suzanne Walker of Suzanne's Band. Mia, Suzanne, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sukriti. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to be here.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you here as well. So let's start at the beginning. I remember when I was talking to you before, you said that you did not pick up an acoustic guitar until you were 51. And so what inspired you to begin learning music at that stage in your life, or let's say starting your musical career?
Yeah, well, growing up, my mother was a music major, and both me and my sisters had to learn something. So I started out with piano, but we didn't have a good relationship together. And I had to end that a little early. But I always enjoyed singing and did that all through, elementary, junior high, high school, did choirs and all that sort of thing. But with working full time, there wasn't a lot of time to spend with music, and when you're raising children, especially 4 of them, that takes up some time too. So at 51, a friend of mine was in the School of Rock adult band, And she said, you really need to join that adult band. I really think you'd like it. And I thought, well, what would I do? So I thought, okay, well, I'll try playing acoustic guitar. And within a year, I mean, everything just exploded. All of a sudden, this portal opened, and I was starting to write songs. And my husband, Bill, suggested that I sell them. And I thought, well, I don't know about that. You know, it seems like I would need to still start a business and somehow account, you know, for that if I was going to do something like that. And I thought, well, then I need to just play them myself anyway. So, you know, all these things just sort of happened along this path. And it was just incredible how fast it took off.
Okay, well, I mean, that is absolutely great. And that's like kind of talks about my next question is like many people spend years wondering if they should, you know, follow their dreams. And so what gave you the courage to finally take that leap?
I think just saying yes. You know, I think that's the first step is when you're considering something like that, it can be scary. But I felt like if I didn't take a chance, you know, and start trying to make it happen, that I would always have that in the back of my mind. Well, what if I had just done that? So I didn't want to have to say that. You know, I wanted to go ahead and try it. You know, better to try it and, you know, fail if it happened than to not have tried at all. And so it's been really exciting to see everything happen, you know, just by letting myself be open to that idea.
Yes, that, I mean, that is wonderful. So, you know, after learning guitar, you began writing songs and eventually formed Suzanne's band. And so, and had you ever imagined how, you know, in those early days when you finally were forming the band, that it would grow into what it is today?
Oh, man. You know, never could I have imagined things would have come to this point and this fast. You know, that's important because, you know, I'm not 21, so I don't have all these years ahead of me. You know, I'm having to go at a little bit faster pace in order to, you know, accomplish some of the goals that I want to make happen, you know, and hopefully that's just writing more music, you know, getting more music out there. That's huge. And it does take time and it does take money in order to produce the songs that you want to produce and get them out there. And so we'll see. I'm along for the ride, whatever happens.
Well, yeah, you know, you've been saying that how quickly things seem, you know, things seem to happen, and that was quite fascinating to me when I was hearing about you as well. So you also mentioned you found yourself connected to the Grammy community so soon as well. So what was that experience like?
Yeah, it was a bittersweet thing because in 2020 we had COVID going on, and in the middle of COVID, here came this blessing of being accepted into the Grammy organization, and I was in the middle of releasing an album right then, and so it was nice to have that album go in and be accepted, and be able to have that time to produce videos, which nobody could perform live or anything like that at that time. So I used the opportunity to grow the YouTube channel and grow social media and do some more songwriting. And, you know, I didn't just sit around and worry about necessarily what was going on and things that I couldn't control at the time, certainly. And I thought, well, I'll just treat it like a work day. And I would just, you know, go into the office or go to the music loft or wherever I happen to be and just keep at it. And it was a real blessing because I think some good things were produced during that time that everybody was down.
Okay, well, I mean, I love that you're never giving up attitude. I love that.
No.
So we are now taking a short musical break. Here is Lighten My Load.
Gonna lighten my load, get rid of what's hurting, see a new new town, turn a frown upside down. I'm certain, gonna spin my wheels and bet on the horses. See some green, you know what I mean. I'm blessed by unseen forces. I'm rolling down this road. Every stage is my home. Everywhere I go, I leave something behind. I'm gonna lighten my load. Gonna lighten my load. Share my story. See a new way, do better each day in my territory. Gonna go for broke, give it all I got, and do what's right. Hold on tight, even when it gets hard, hard, hard. Rolling down this road, every stage is my home, and everywhere I go, I leave something behind. I'm gonna lighten my load. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Rolling down this road, every stage is my home, and everywhere I go, I leave something behind. Gonna lighten my load. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Gonna lighten my load. Get rid of what's hurting. See a new town, turn a frown upside down. I'm gonna lighten my load, load. Gonna lighten my load, load. Gonna lighten my load, load. I'm gonna lighten my load.
The song we just heard was Lighten My Load. Your music often carries a relaxed storytelling and style that reminds listeners of artists like Jimmy Buffett. Like, I've heard you saying that you're a female Jimmy Buffett as well somewhere. So how has that tropical, easygoing influence shaped your sound?
Oh, I mean, it means everything. I like the idea of bringing songs that are fun and have a nice vibe to them where people are drawn in. You know, there's a lot of music that you listen to that, you know, kind of, you know, almost pushes you back, you know, and you're like, whoa, or, you know, it might be a song that, you know, you just want to, you know, run out and really dance to or something. But one of the characteristics about my song style is that, you know, people lean in. They said, what did she say? What's that? You know, they come into the music to experience it. And I think that's one of the things that's different about my songwriting style.
So, you know, when it's about writing music, so songwriting often comes naturally to some artists, but building an audience can be a different challenge. And so, altogether, what has been the hardest part of your journey, like, you know, musical journey?
I think just having the balance between it all, because I found that when I try to build some sort of schedule, like when we're recording music, one year we release an album and we promote it and we work on the videos, and then I start getting into the songwriting on the tail end of the year. And then the following year is songwriting, producing, recording, and artistic development to get the album and the songs ready. And that happens every other year. We're kind of in this revolving pattern, and I'm pretty comfortable with that. And I don't feel like I'm being rushed or like I'm not doing enough, or all those things that can happen. And to narrow that down into a weekly pattern is important too. How much time do you spend on social media every day versus this, this, and this? How much time do you spend taking care of the business aspect? So, I start my day with usual social media posting and things like that. I try and answer business calls, emails, that sort of thing during the mid part of the day, because that's usually when you can reach people. Yeah. And then maybe afternoon I might spend trying to call venues, because that's when they're open. If you're trying to get booked at a venue, you want to call after they're open, which is typically after 3 or 4, and at a quieter time of the day when the managers are less busy. And then maybe evening, that's band practice. Yeah. Or you're actually playing. You might be playing somewhere in an evening. So, and then show days are different. It's a whole different vibe on a show day, because you're promoting the show for that day. You're packing your car, your last minute things. So it's a little bit different vibe. You don't have quite as much time for all those things. But if you have some sort of organization to your schedule and you treat it like a music business, which it is, then I think you're more likely to be successful long term, because it is, what did they say? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and if you're going to be in it for the long haul, you have to have some sort of plan and organization to it. Otherwise, you're just chasing your tail every day.
Oh, yeah.
And putting out fires.
But when you say that, one thing that's really struck me is you are a woman leading a band. So as a woman leading a band, have you faced obstacles that people behind the scenes may not realize it still exists in the music industry?
Sure. I think the frustrating thing has been just getting booked places. You can look at a venue and see their list of who's playing, and you can see the discrepancies in that. And it's not just me. I've heard this in the industry in general, that it can be harder for women to get booked as much as men, or you even see the age discrepancies too, out there. And it's better than it was certainly before, but we still have a long way to go for equality in that place.
Absolutely.
And we just keep trying, keep pushing.
I know. So I think, when you say that, it was like, so when even after all that obstacles, so when audiences connect with your music, what do they hope they take away from your songs?
Well, I hope they enjoy the original music for sure, and our versions of the cover songs that we play. We tend to change things up. Like, we have a version of Baby I Love Your Way, which is an old Peter Frampton song, and we took it and turned it more into a reggae version of that song, like a 90s group did, because 90s music has kind of started to filter in. You hear a lot of those covers being done for 90s and 2000s in different places. So some little things like that have really helped out, kind of give that vibe as well.
Okay, well, so we're going to hear another song now, and that captures the tropical spirit many fans have come to love. So here is In a Tropical Depression.
Got a ticket for one, flying into the sun, going far away to an island of fun. Get a pink umbrella drink, not even gonna think of leaving you behind. Then the clouds roll in and it's storming again. I'm in a tropical depression, haven't learned my lesson, but by now I'd understand why I'm standing in the ocean, rocking with the motion, want you beside me here on the sand. I'd go back but I can't, I'm in a tropical depression. shop and spend my dimes, not waste any time, wondering if I'm on your mind. Ask someone to dance who believes in romance and makes me feel alive. But then the clouds roll in and it's storming again. I'm in a tropical depression, haven't learned my lesson. Thought by now I'd understand why I'm standing in the ocean, rocking with the motion, want you beside me here on the sand. I go back but I can't, I'm in a tropical depression. This unstable atmosphere is getting stronger. Please don't leave me here. But then the clouds roll in and it's storming again. I'm in a tropical depression, haven't learned my lesson. Thought by now I'd understand why I'm standing in the ocean, rocking with the motion, want you beside me here on the sand. I go back but I can't, I'm in a tropical depression. Tropical depression.
The song we just heard was In a Tropical Depression. So Mia, Suzanne, every artist has a few surprises beyond their music. What's something your audience might not know about you? I heard that when I was talking that tap dancing is one of those hidden talents. How did that become part of your life?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've always enjoyed dancing and started when I was 7 with everything. And then I also, and here's something that you don't even know yet.
Okay.
And it relates to that as well. One thing I did in high school was I did flamenco.
Oh,
so I
my
can
God.
play castanets and do all the footwork, and that's part of tap too. Is there's a little portion of tap that's within that. But I had done Spanish for 2 years in high school as my foreign language, and so it kind of fit that whole vibe. And
Yeah,
I even got to
absolutely.
do the Mexican hat dance and perform
Oh.
that for our high school Spanish foreign language club banquet. So that was a lot of fun. But I would like to get to the point where I can tap dance and play the guitar too. So hey, that would be great.
You know, as a dance fanatic myself, this is like my most favorite part because I love when people,
Yeah.
love dancing and singing, and which you are like great at both. So let's talk about your newest release album, The Bandana Woman.
Yeah.
So what inspired the song and the story behind it? Like I've seen you wearing bandana t-shirts,
Hey.
so
That's right. Well, I started out wanting to promote the brand, and my logo colors are purple and green initially, and then we threw in the turquoise as the third later on. With the lightning bolt in the logo too, that's because when I'm songwriting, it's like lightning. It's one brilliant flash and then it's gone. So if I
Yes.
don't write that song down right then, it's gone. But with the bandana pattern, we use those around our tip area and on the stage and kind of as decorations. And so when I was trying to think of a song that would relate to me a little bit, I came up with Bandana Woman. And it just talks about some patriotism in there since I was an Air Force veteran. And the aspect of pulling in that country pop theme with this album, which I also enjoy. So
Well,
Yeah.
whenever you're saying about your life, you actually are a Wonder Woman. You've done almost everything.
And I collect Wonder Woman stuff, by the way, too. So
Well,
yes.
that I didn't know, guys.
Yes.
So, when you were saying about how you process music, is like 1 year you focus heavily on releasing and, writing and, producing it. And the next is releasing and promoting it.
Yeah.
So what does that next chapter look like for you creatively? Like,
We're at the tail end of the promotion and the video making. So we have a couple more videos which will be released here pretty soon. And then it will be time to get back up into the music loft upstairs and get back to some songwriting. So that's going to be the big thing.
I think that's great. I would still want to ask you one last one. Can you give me a one-line answer for somebody who's trying to go forward to their dream? What do you want to say? Just a one-line small thing that, go for it,
Yeah, I would say whatever it is you do that you can do all day, every day, you can get lost in it. And for me, it's songwriting. I can go up in my songwriting loft and I could spend hours doing that. Just don't be afraid to follow that dream,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Suzanne, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story with us. And this has been the Behind the Bands. I am your host, Sukriti Brathuki. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time with another amazing artist and their bands. We'll end tonight's show with Cruising With You.
Walk, don't walk. Walk, don't walk. I've been on the corner of Indecision and Mercy Street. One way leads to the unknown, another to the past I've outgrown. Then I see you, and now the motor's running, turning, moving down the road. Highways move so fast, cruising's meant to last, taking our time, nothing so fine as cruising with you, cruising with you. Heading up by 45, past the pine trees and starry night skies, songs of love